he didn't have the whole story. By the time he was getting close to that name above Oliver North, he got murdered. See, now we know who Oliver North worked for. Back then in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, they kept that name away. It was classified because George Bush Sr. was still living. Now you can say, Jungle Brother, you crazy. You can look this up. They might not kill me for telling y'all this because it's on public domain. It's declassified. But you don't take my word for it. Y'all look it up. But let me read Sidney Jackson's post again. I can't dismiss a conspiracy theory as being too crazy because the shit that has happened is far crazier. Ask Oliver North and Rick Ross. Well, Buff said, LOL, the NFL smuggling drugs and jock straps. 54 Bama Denise, nothing much. How are you? Denise Milk Cookie says, I tuned out from BT when they took the show with Tavis Smiley off. .334 Bound Boy says Oliver North was a Marine drug kingpin. Y'all just don't know what Oliver North was into. Did y'all know Oliver North was president of the NRA a couple of years ago? Let that sink in. Oliver North was president of the NRA. The same NRA that's pumping billions of dollars into these elections. NRA, everybody, is just a CIA front. I'm going to tell you that now. Oliver North still works for the CIA. Angry Black Man says, I told you today is not the day for me to either the political parties in this country nor the folks placed in the presidency to give ninjas a totally false sense of security and hope. Another day for sure. Break down those funky bitches, the judge and the bailiff. Free Agent Raider for Life says George Bush, the daddy, was a CIA man. Now, so I broke down Joshua Brown. The cover story is totally bullshit. They mad at Joshua Brown for exposing that funky bitch. And even though she's already been convicted, right? They murdered him to send a message to us. I seen somebody on Facebook post, damn, I guess it is true. Snitches get ditches. I mean, I think this shit is fucking funny. This shit ain't funny, man. Y'all laughing, ha ha ha. Do you know what stitches and ditches really mean? That means if somebody kill your fucking sister, somebody kill your mother, and a white person did it, that white person will get off. So when that white person kill your mother, your brother, your uncle, you gonna come on Facebook the next day laughing, talking about snitches get ditches? Some of y'all joke too fucking much. Yeah, this shit gonna hit y'all. Shit gonna hit at home one day. Y'all laughing now. The shit ain't hit y'all yet. All right, I'm gonna transition on. There's 5 people in Congress I want y'all to know about. Now these names, they might mean something in the months to come, or these names might be a target of Angry Black Man when he do a political show. Now, I'm not going to get on y'all and say y'all should know these names. I'm just going to put these names out here. There's five people in Congress. Now, there's a cover story going on them saying how they ain't doing this, how they ain't doing that. I can't speak on that. I'm just going to tell you their names and what their job is. Right? Okay? So if you in their state and they come up for election, I'm going to give you a little information on whether you should vote on them or not. They're not in North Carolina. Some of them in Massachusetts. Some of them, a couple of them in California. One is in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Might be in your district. First name is Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. There's so much being said about her. You can believe whatever story you want to believe in. But what she is she's the most third powerful person in the executive branch. Meaning you got the president, you got the vice president, and then you have Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House is bigger than the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell. Reason why she's bigger because she's in line to be president. If something happened to 45, if something happened to the Indiana Senator, Mike Pence, she's in line. If Mike Pence is jailed for corruption, if Donald Trump is jailed for if he's impeached by the Senate, if he's impeached by the House and impeached by the Senate, he's out of here. He's out of here. If both of them get convicted at the same time, Nancy Pelosi will become president, the 46th president of the United States. Second name I want you to know about is Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff. He's a U.S. representative of California. California is a state of 35 million people. They cannot gerrymander California like they can South Carolina, like they can North Carolina. So South Carolina got a whole bunch of representatives. And these representatives are very powerful because they represent a lot of people. You know, some states like Alabama only have 4 million people. California got 35 million people. So guess what? You're going to have more California representatives. They represent more people. It's all about land. It's all about land and represent. All the representatives is they represent landowners. They taking land from the Indians is very powerful. Because you take land, you're taking power. You take land, you take power. Look on the map, the state of Oklahoma, and how it's bunched in. And how it's covered by 8 different states on each border. It's not connected to any water. There's no shipping lanes. It's not near the Mississippi River. You know, you can't grow nothing on it. They gave the Indians Oklahoma for a reason. Dried up, useless state. Well, Adam Schiff, he's a U.S. representative of California. He is chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee is very, very powerful. He's in charge. CIA got to answer to him. The FBI got to answer to him. He got so many subcommittees under him. The National Security, he's in charge of government operations, economic and consumer policy, civil rights and civil liberties. Do y'all know what I mean when I say civil rights and civil liberties? Civil rights means rights is what you are owed, what you are afforded by law. And civil liberties is your way you can move around in the states. So when y'all say voting don't matter in the political process is bullshit, how many of y'all worried about y'all civil rights and civil liberties? This man's in charge of your civil rights and civil liberties and the environment. He's controlling whether somebody can come on your land and start drilling for natural gas, polluting your water. Same water in Flint, Michigan that got polluted. You know what I'm saying? It matters, man. Somebody in the chat gonna say, "Oh, Jungle, but this is bullshit. Nobody cares about this." Well, Adam Schiff, he's in charge of this, man. He's in charge of your national security. When your national security is threatened, he run an investigation on it. Government operations. What the hell government is doing? You know what I'm saying? FEMA. When a hurricane comes, blow down your house, and you try to get money to get your house rebuilt, and 45 and his cronies tell you no. Or you need a generator, and a whole bunch of generators is sitting down there at the port, and he won't release it. He's in charge of getting that shit to you. He's in charge of saying why those people in Maricopa County are not getting what they need. He's in charge of all of that. Maxine Waters, U.S. Representative of California. She's been around a long, long time, and she don't play. Maxine Waters. Remember that name. Now, there's going to be people who say bad stuff about her or she ain't doing anything, blah, 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 blah. Don't believe that shit. She's on their ass. The media might tell y'all today, tomorrow, Democrats ain't doing this, Democrats ain't doing that. It can make it seem that way because if Maxine Waters do something, how you going to know? Unless C-SPAN or ABC or CBS tell you, right? Right? But if you Google what Maxine Waters is doing every day, information will be right there. Shows you what she's voting for. Shows you what she's putting out. She's chairman of the House Financial Committee. The House Financial Committee is in charge of what they're doing with the money. Like they want to build a wall. She want to know where that money going when they try to build that wall. What you need money for? Where's the money for Puerto Rico? Where's the money for rebuild the devastation? Why FEMA is not doing this and that? Every time they spend money. Let me read y'all what her function is. Give me a second. It oversees the entire financial services industry, including the securities Wall Street, insurance, that's State Farm, Geico, all of them. She's in charge of all of them. Banking and housing industries. You heard what I'm saying? Banking and housing industries. How many of y'all own a house? How many of y'all trying to get a house? How many of y'all applied for a house? The Financial Service Committee also oversees the work of the Federal Reserve. Hello, the fucking Federal Reserve. Do you know what the Federal Reserve is for? Huh? Do you know what interest rates is for? The Federal Reserve. You don't get no bigger than that. A black woman's in charge of that. And want to know why a black woman's in charge of that? Because she lives in fucking California. State worth 35 million people. They can't gerrymander that state. The state is too big. The state is too big. That's why they don't want to make D.C. a state. Because they're going to have broad range of powers. They get to vote. The United States Department of the Treasury. You know what? That handles your money. They print your money. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, as Wall Street, and other financial services regulators.